What's up everybody, it's Sean here, back today to give you a review of the Kith and Ronnie Fieg collaboration with New Balance on the Abzorb 2010 in the purple colorway. This is the latest collaboration between Ronnie Fieg and New Balance, this time releasing two colorways of the brand new silhouette, the Abzorb 2010. So I reviewed on my channel the debut colorway, which was the Dockside and Indigo pair, so that's already up on my channel if you haven't checked it out yet. This pair though marks the first collaboration, and I was able to get my hands early through early access on the Kith app, but they're set for an actual release on May 19th, and they're retailing for $160 US or $225 here in Canada. Alongside this purple colorway, they're also dropping a black and yellow pair. That one I wasn't really feeling, so I passed on that. This was the one that I had my eyes set on, and personal opinion, I think it's by far the better looking pair of the two. So one thing I was really happy to see was that these come with a special edition box. So on the top lid you can see we have this glossy New Balance logo, but we have Kith branding within it as well, along with this unique motion-like detailing running across the Kith branding. And then on the side of the lid you can see we have both Kith and New Balance branding here as well. And here's a look at the label, if you guys can see. So I love when these special collaborations have these elevated boxes. It just makes the whole unboxing experience that much better. And I know you don't wear the box, but it still makes it feel a lot more special than just having a normal gray New Balance box. And inside the box, it also comes with this suede-like dust bag with New Balance and Kith branding here as well. So that's another added bonus if the special box wasn't enough. So jumping into the details of the shoe itself, as we start things off with the toe box, this is covered in this light purple colored mesh, and this is more of a diamond style mesh. Right below this, towards the edge of the toe box, we have this silver reflective layer. Above this, covering the bottom two eyelets, we have this genuine suede. This is a pig suede, and it's done in this very dark gray color with a hint of purple or blue to it. It's not a pure gray or black. Overlaid on both sides of the toe box, we have these synthetic nubuck overlays. This is done in a dark purple color, and then covering the front toe box, we have more of that genuine pig suede, and then we have this light blue colored mesh peeping out on either side. Moving downwards, covering the middle eyelets, we have this dark purple genuine suede, and then we have more of that dark colored suede covering the top three eyelets, just like we saw covering the front toe box. Underneath this, on the mid panel, we have this large New Balance N logo. This is reflective, and it features Kith branding within it, which I thought was a really nice touch. Moving downwards, we have a combination of genuine purple colored suede, light purple mesh, and synthetic nubuck. And then covering the bottom of the heel, we have this very plush and soft light blue colored suede, along with a sail or off-white colored synthetic nubuck. And then on the very top of the heel, we have this large reflective silver panel with New Balance branding in the center. As far as the laces go, this pair comes with three different lace options. The standard lace that they come with, and the one that I think looks best, are these flat style off-white colored laces. It really breaks up the darker tones of the shoe well. But in addition to these laces, they also come with a flat pale blue colored lace, along with a darker gray lace with reflective detailing on it as well. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that light purple colored diamond mesh. We have this large synthetic nubuck overlay on the top, which helps to hold the laces in place, along with this reflective panel at the very top, and here you'll find both Kith and New Balance branding. The interior of the shoe is covered in this gray colored liner, which feels pretty soft to the touch. And then for the insoles, these come with your standard foam lined insole, and we have New Balance and Ronnie Fieg co-branding visible on the heel. So the upper of the Abzorb 2010 sits atop, as you guessed, an Abzorb foam midsole, which is one of New Balance's most popular foam technologies. In addition to Abzorb, they also incorporate Abzorb SBS. This is more of a gel-like cushioning technology. It's visible on the lateral heel and wrapping around the entire back of the heel, and this helps a little bit more with impact protection and offsets the softness of the Abzorb. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsole here is done in this tonal finish, matching the color of the midsole. We have these grooves that give you some added flexibility, and then we have New Balance branding visible on the center of the heel. And connecting the forefoot to the heel, we have a translucent TPU wedge. This is New Balance's stability web technology, and it gives you torsional rigidity and some midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. And for those wondering about how these fit, to me these fit like any other typical made in Asia New Balance sneaker, so I went true to size with a size 10. So to give you guys a point of reference, I also wear a size 10 or true to size in other New Balance silhouettes like the 1906R, 2002R, 860V2, and some of the made in the UK models like the 991, 991V2, and 1500. In comparison, I usually go a half size down to a 9.5 in a lot of the made in USA models because I just find that those silhouettes usually fit a little bit more roomy. So for example, a 992, 993, most of the 990 series, all of those models I usually go down a half size. But if in doubt, just go with your actual measured foot size for this shoe. It should fit you fine. It's a little bit more narrow around the midfoot area, but not to the point that it gave me discomfort. And the toe box, it fits the width of my foot fine. I'm in between a D and an E width. Moving on to the comfort, so these are actually surprisingly more comfortable than I expected. I've said this before in my Dockside and Indigo review, but the Abzorb foam has a decent plushness to it, and it feels a little softer underfoot than, for example, a 1906R or 2002R. In addition though, with the inclusion of the Abzorb SBS, it gives you a little bit more of that bouncy feel, so it's not an overly soft and mushy feeling sneaker. It gives you a pretty good balance of softness, but still giving you that responsiveness in the areas that you need. At the same time though, it's not as comfortable as a lot of the more premium models like the 990 series, but for an everyday casual use sneaker, especially at a lower price point, I think these are actually pretty decent. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality on this shoe for the most part was very solid. They utilized genuine suedes on the shoe and they felt very nice to the touch. There is some synthetic materials as well, which kind of offsets the higher quality of the suede. But on the whole, for a made in Asia New Balance sneaker, I thought this was actually above average. The build of the shoe I thought for the most part was really good. There were some very minor issues with glue stains and some strings of glue along the midsole, but that's an easy fix. I just pulled that off myself. Most importantly, the panels were symmetrical and lined up between my left and right feet, so I really had no major complaints about this shoe, and I'm really happy about that considering this is supposed to be more of a elevated, more limited collaboration. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this is a pretty unique colorway, and it's not one that is going to be an automatically must-have for a lot of people. Just because of the tones of the shoe and of course the darker midsole, it kind of turned off a lot of people, but I think in its own way it stands out very uniquely. I like the mix of the different purples, and it's offset by the light blue, which I think really is the key component on this shoe to make it stand out and look that much better. And just from reading online on Reddit and Instagram, for example, it doesn't seem like the Abzorb 2010 is an immediate hit, but I fully expect New Balance to really push the silhouette, give us a ton of new colorways, and I'm sure there's a lot of collaborations in the pipeline as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if people's opinions change about this silhouette over time. For me though, I'm a fan straight out of the gate. If you're not necessarily a fan of this colorway, like I said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of different options for you to pick later on this year. So leave your thoughts down below, let me know what do you guys think about this purple colorway of this Kith, Ronnie Fieg, and New Balance Abzorb 2010. What are your thoughts on this collection, and between this one and the black and yellow, which of the two do you guys prefer? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts, all of that stuff down below in the description for you guys to check out and follow me. And as always, thank you for the continued love and support, and I'll catch everybody in my next video.